my name is Svetlana Kunina, and today I want to show you how to do a peyote stitch. Probably a lot of you went to a class and learned how to do it, but then maybe forgot. I wanted to make a video where everybody can come in and take a look and refresh your memory and hopefully learn something new. First you need to decide what length you want. That depends of course on your project, so I suggest usually about 2 arm lengths to work comfortably. You will hold your thread like this, just a little tip, so you can see a tip between your fingers, and then you will push the eye of a needle onto the thread until you will see a little tip coming out, so then you can just take it out. I picked out size 6 seed beads for this demonstration so you can see better. By the way, I love these containers. These are really comfortable for storing your beads. They are small enough, but the amount of beads they hold is quite substantial, so and you can usually pull it out like this with your finger and close it, so if you're doing something else at the same time, it's really helpful. First I want to show you how to put an anchor bead. This anchor bead will help you to keep the beads in place and so they don't escape while you're doing your bead work. So here we are. We're gonna just pick up one bead just like that and hold it in between your 2 fingers of your other hand, not working hand, and just pull your needle all the way. I mean your thread, not needle. So here we are. We're gonna just leave a little tail, just about this size, about 4 inches usually, 4 or 5, you know, depending on what you want to do. And then you're just gonna go in the same direction and put your needle through this bead again, making almost sort of like a loop. There you go. See? And you just pull it tight so it stays in. See, that bead now stays on your thread. You can move it, you know, left and right like this, but it will pretty much stay. I usually, like at this point, do the same thing again, just like that. Go through it one more time. Tighten up that loop. So now it's really not going anywhere. It's just gonna stay here. So, okay. So here we are. We're gonna use 4 beads for peyote. So we're just gonna pick up 4 beads, just like that. Put them all the way to the end of your thread. Simple, right? So here's your anchor bead and 4 beads, just like that. Okay, now hold your beadwork like this in place, and you can use this finger right here and hold your thread so it's got a little tension. Okay, pick up one more bead. Pick a better one. Now you're gonna skip this first bead, okay? And you want to go through the next bead, just like that. Move your needle, your thread. Okay, now you're gonna end up with something like this, you know, kind of like crazy weird thing going on. So you're gonna think, okay, oh I made a mistake. No, you didn't. All you need to do is just tighten up that thread, and you're gonna see something looking like this. Okay, that means you did everything right. Pick another bead at this point. Now I like to wrap this little tail around my finger just like that, and in this very moment you not really care about the tension too much because beads can still slide back and forth at this point. So just do the same thing, skip the next bead that you have on your thread and go through the big bead right after this one, and just pull your thread. Okay, now you're gonna have beads mounting one on top of the other, and then you're gonna see some beads that are kind of like gaps. So here we are. We need to tighten up this whole thing all the way to your anchor bead. You can pull out that little thing over here and tighten it from the other end. So just straighten everything out at this point, and you can flip out your project now. Okay, hold your project, hold your tail right here between your fingers so it doesn't move anywhere. Now pick up one bead, and you want to fill out that gap and go through the next bead. Here, I'll move it closer so you can see. Right here. There we are. Beads may still slide at this point, so you just want to keep straightening them until you have that little project going. So just tighten it. Especially if you're working with the bigger beads, they have larger holes, so you might experience more of that movement. Your thread will try to slide. So here's another step you're gonna do. So again, fill out that gap with that bead you just picked up and go through the bead on top. There you go. And alright, let's see what we've got here. Tighten it up. Okay, you see how they keep mounting one on top of the other, and then you also have this gap that you need to fill out. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just flip it around again, tighten up a thread, and pick up a bead. Skip that gap, which you're gonna fill. This bead is gonna fill in that gap, you see? So you're just gonna go through the top bead, pull out the thread. Okay, again, pick up a bead, fill the gap. Oops, that's something we don't need here. And go through the top bead, back and forth. And you can see right now on the row, what is it, row 4 or 5, you will have a little piece building up, and it will be much easier to hold on to, and you will find yourself doing this motion with your thread a little less, and so it won't be necessary probably, you know, unless sometimes. But I would say keep an eye on what you're doing, and make sure that your thread is always tight and your project keeps all your beads are very snug together. It will improve your quality of the finished piece. So here's what we do here. Okay, and I would suggest try to hold on to this tail right here. You can wrap it around your finger just like that, and then you hold the project like this, so you have a little more tension. You can go without flipping, but that way you would have to go kind of backwards like this. If this will help you to save time, that's great. You can keep going much faster this way, just like that, back and forth, back and forth. Some people find it a little confusing, so they don't like doing this, so they like to flip the project and then add the beads. So, you know, try different ways and see which one works for you, and also keep an eye on that quality of the finished piece, so make sure that, you know, your hands are comfortable, so your finished piece looks nice and snug and even. Okay.